Hi everyone, it's great to have you join us today. We're diving into some fascinating problem-solving topics.
Absolutely. We'll be tackling issues like urban traffic, dealing with late friends, and even some environmental challenges.
Yes, it's all about thinking critically and finding practical solutions. Are you ready to get started?
I'm more than ready. Let's jump right in and explore these challenges together.
Let's kick things off with the ever-present traffic problem in our cities. It seems like traffic jams are a daily frustration for nearly everyone.
True, the congestion can be a real headache. Have you thought about any innovative solutions for this?
Absolutely. One idea could be to improve public transportation systems. If we implemented more reliable and frequent services, it might encourage people to leave their cars at home.
That makes sense. And what about using technology? Things like smart traffic lights that adapt to real-time traffic conditions could help.
Definitely. It could significantly cut down on unnecessary idling and reduce emissions. Now, let's switch gears, pun intended, and talk about a more personal issue: having a friend who's always late.
Oh, that's frustrating. What do you usually do in such situations?
I find starting with a direct yet gentle conversation helps. You could express your feelings and explain how their lateness impacts your plans.
Good point. And maybe setting up earlier meetup times as a buffer could also work as a subtle hint.
Exactly. Now, on to a global issue: plastic waste. It's a pressing environmental problem requiring comprehensive solutions.
For sure. Where do we start?
Well, individuals could reduce plastic use by opting for reusable products. Communities could set up more recycling programs, and governments might impose stricter regulations on plastic production.
Those all sound like solid strategies. Addressing it from multiple levels is crucial to seeing real change.
Well, that's all the time we have today. I hope we've sparked some new ideas and perspectives for our listeners.
It was great sharing these discussions. Remember, every small action counts in solving these big problems.
Hey everyone, how's it going today? We're so excited to have you with us on this journey through pop culture and media.
Absolutely. We have a lot of fun topics lined up, from songs that define moments in our lives to debating some trendy fads. It's going to be a great conversation.
Let's kick things off with music that's marked important periods for us. For me, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen always brings back memories of high school. The way it intertwines genres and emotions just resonated with my teenage years.
That's a classic. For me, Eminem's Lose Yourself is unforgettable. It reminds me of pushing through college with its inspiring lyrics about not missing your chance.
Both of those really capture specific moods, don't they? Speaking of moods, what about trends? Okay, here's a hot take. Is the avocado toast trend overrated?
Interesting question. I actually find it a bit overhyped. I mean, it's tasty, but there are so many other creative breakfast options out there.
Agreed. Though it's hard to deny it's become such a staple in cafes everywhere. All right, moving on to film. What do you think is the best movie soundtrack?
One that stands out to me is the Inception soundtrack. Hans Zimmer really knows how to intensify a scene with his compositions.
Absolutely. He creates such depth and emotion. For me, it's The Greatest Showman. Each song is so powerful and uplifting, perfectly underscoring the film's themes.
I can see that. Finally, is there a television character you admire?
Definitely. I admire Leslie Knope from Parks and Recreation. Her positivity and determination are truly inspiring.
She's remarkable. I have to go with Sherlock Holmes from Sherlock. His intellectual prowess and complexity are endlessly fascinating.
Thanks for sharing your thoughts today. Exploring how personal memories connect to wider cultural phenomena is always enlightening.
It really is. We hope everyone enjoyed our chat and found it as fun as we did. Until next time, keep enjoying the wonders of pop culture.
Hey there, it's a beautiful day to dive into some intriguing and thought-provoking topics. How are you feeling about today's discussion, BB?
Hi, I'm really excited. These topics about success, mistakes, and happiness can really get us thinking. I can't wait to hear your insights and share some of my own thoughts. Let's get into it.
All right, let's start with a big one. What does success mean to you? People often associate it with money, but I think it's so much more. For me, it's about happiness and being content with where I am in life. It's waking up with a sense of purpose and going to bed with a feeling of fulfillment. What about you, BB?
I agree. Money can be an indicator of success, but it's not everything. Success to me is more about personal growth and making a positive impact on others. Even small accomplishments can signify success because they contribute to the bigger picture of life.
That's so true. Shifting gears a bit, let's talk about lessons learned from mistakes. I remember a time when I took on too much work, thinking it'd pay off, but it only led to burnout. That experience taught me the importance of balance and the power of saying no. It shaped how I approach commitments now.
Mistakes are definitely great teachers. I once invested my energy in a project without proper planning. It fell through, but I learned the value of preparation. Now, I take the time to weigh my options and set realistic goals. It made me more resilient and adaptable.
Speaking of balance, let's compare being busy and having free time. I often find myself caught up in the hustle and bustle, but I treasure those moments of relaxation. On one hand, staying busy can be productive, but on the other hand, downtime is vital for mental and physical health. What's your take on this?
Exactly. A busy schedule can feel productive, but too much of it leaves little room for spontaneity and creativity. I believe a balanced life includes space for relaxation and reflection. It's all about finding that sweet spot where you can enjoy the best of both worlds.
Absolutely. And now for something lighter, what's a small thing that always makes you happy? For me, it's a cup of fresh coffee in the morning. The aroma and warmth set a positive tone for my day.
I'd say for me, it's taking a walk in nature. The fresh air and scenery help clear my mind and lift my spirits. Those moments remind me to appreciate the simple pleasures in life.
Well, that was a rich discussion, BB. Thanks for sharing your thoughts and experiences.
Thank you too, AA. It's always enlightening to explore these topics together. I hope our listeners find value in our conversation.
Hi there. Welcome to our podcast where imagination meets language practice. How are you today, BB?
Hey, AA. I'm great, thanks. Excited to dive into some fun scenarios and practice those conditionals. How about you?
All right, let's start with creating a new holiday. If you could invent one, what would it be and what would we celebrate?
Let me think. If I could create a new holiday, it would be called Kindness Day. On this day, people could dedicate their time to helping others. It might involve community service, random acts of kindness, or even just spending time with those who need it.
That sounds amazing. People might feel happier and communities could become closer. Now, let's switch gears a bit. What about inventing a new product to solve a common problem? Any ideas?
Oh, definitely. I'd invent a device that could recycle any waste into usable energy. If we had something like that, we could significantly cut down on pollution and energy usage.
Wow, I love that idea. It could change how we deal with waste entirely. Now, for a fun twist, if you could have dinner with any 3 fictional characters, who would they be?
That's a tough one. I might choose Sherlock Holmes, Elizabeth Bennet, and Frodo Baggins. Can you imagine the fascinating conversations they'd have?
Exciting choice. The stories and experiences they'd share would be mind-blowing. Finally, let's visualize your dream house. What's it like?
If I could have my dream house, it would be in the mountains, with large glass windows overlooking a valley. It'd be eco-friendly, with solar panels and a rooftop garden.
Well, that's all we have time for today. These fun scenarios really do stretch our imagination and build our language skills, don't they?
Absolutely. It's been a great chat, AA. I hope everyone enjoyed exploring these what-if scenarios with us.
Hey there, welcome to today's episode. We're so excited to dive into some essential vocabulary that you can use in your daily life.
Absolutely. It's amazing how much our everyday routines can help us improve our language skills if we pay a bit of attention.
Let's start with morning and evening routines. I find describing my morning habits really helps with practicing the present simple tense. For example, I usually say, I always wake up at 7 a.m. and then I have breakfast. How about you?
Same here, though sometimes my routine changes. I often say, I sometimes skip breakfast if I'm in a rush. It helps me practice frequency adverbs like always and sometimes.
That's a good point. Now, moving on, how about talking about a trip to the supermarket? I love it because it's so practical. You learn vocabulary related to food, shopping, and quantities. What do you usually buy?
Well, I like to make a list. I focus on buying healthy foods. So, I often talk about fruits, vegetables, and occasionally some treats.
Absolutely. Talking about healthy versus unhealthy foods is such an essential part. It helps in making informed choices. Next, let's discuss planning a weekend. That's where future tenses come in handy, right?
Yes, exactly. If I'm making plans, I might say, I'm going to visit the museum, or we'll have a picnic in the park. It's a great way to practice future tense and keep the conversation natural.
And lastly, my favorite topic, dining out at a local cafe or restaurant. It's an excellent way to practice descriptive adjectives. I love saying things like, the atmosphere is cozy and the coffee is exceptional.
That's so true. When describing a favorite place, I'll often mention the service too. I'll say, the staff are really friendly and the food is delicious.
Thanks for listening. I hope you found these tips helpful for practicing your everyday vocabulary.
Practice these topics in your daily life, and you'll soon notice the improvement.
Hello there. Welcome to today's episode. We're so excited to dive into the wonderful world of storytelling with all of you.
Hey everyone! Thanks for joining us. Storytelling is such a powerful tool for improving your English, especially when it comes to tenses.
Let's start with a memorable vacation story. I remember my trip to Paris last year. The moment we landed, it was like stepping into a movie. The Eiffel Tower was gleaming in the distance, and I just knew it was going to be an unforgettable trip.
Oh, Paris sounds amazing. I had a similar experience when I visited the seaside last summer. The sun was shining, and the waves created a symphony of relaxation. It's incredible how these experiences stay with us.
Absolutely. And speaking of experiences, my first day at my current job is etched in my memory too. I was both nervous and excited. First, I met my team, then we had a quick tour, and after that, we jumped right into our first project. By the end of the day, I felt more at home.
First days are always a mix of emotions, aren't they? My first day at university was kind of a blur. I got lost on campus, but that led to a funny interaction. I asked someone for directions, and it turned out they were lost too.
That's a classic. Speaking of funny moments, once during a presentation, I was so nervous I said, "Let's shart" instead of "Let's start." Everyone laughed, including me, and it broke the ice immediately.
Mistakes like those truly lighten the mood. They remind us not to take things too seriously. Looking to the future, I've got a few goals lined up. I hope to learn Spanish, plan to travel more, and would like to pick up a musical instrument.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We hope these stories inspire you to reflect on your own experiences and future plans.
Yeah, and remember, practicing storytelling is a fun way to improve your command over English tenses. Until next time.
Hello, everyone. It's great to have you with us today. We're diving into some interesting how-tos and explanations that might just make your day a little brighter.
Absolutely. Whether you're looking to perfect your cooking, plan a memorable day trip, boost your productivity, or give better advice, we've got you covered. So, let's get started on this journey of learning and sharing.
Let's kick things off with something flavorful: how to make your favorite recipe. Imagine the aromas filling your kitchen as you gather your ingredients. Start by choosing a dish you love. Maybe it's a creamy pasta or a spicy stir-fry. Gather fresh ingredients like vegetables, proteins, and spices. The key here is preparation.
That sounds delicious already. It's really about getting everything ready before you start cooking, right? Once you have your ingredients prepped, Follow a step-by-step process. First, heat the pan, then add oil, and follow with your ingredients in the right sequence. For instance, onions and garlic first for that aromatic base.
Exactly. And don't forget the importance of seasoning salt, pepper, maybe a sprinkle of herbs. Cooking is like creating art. You layer flavors to build complexity. As you cook, keep tasting to adjust flavors. This practice ensures the end result is as delightful as you imagined. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about planning a perfect day trip. The first step is choosing a destination. It could be a scenic park, a nearby town, or a hidden gem. Once that's decided, plan your itinerary. What's next, BB?
Consider travel logistics. How are you getting there? Car, train, bike? And don't forget to pack essentials like snacks, sunscreen, and a camera. It's also wise to check the weather forecast and any local attractions worth visiting.
Absolutely. Creating that itinerary isn't just about structure. It's about maximizing your experience. Plan for both activity and relaxation. Keep an open mind for spontaneous adventures too. Remember, a well-planned day trip is a balance of preparation and flexibility. Speaking of balance, staying productive at work or study is all about that. It begins with setting clear goals. Write down what you need to achieve and prioritize tasks. Time management tools can be a lifesaver here.
Also, creating a dedicated workspace can improve focus significantly. Turn off distractions, keep your desk tidy, and take regular short breaks to recharge. It's amazing how small adjustments can boost your productivity levels.
That's right, and when those tasks get tough, staying committed is key. Remind yourself of the end goal and celebrate small victories along the way. Lastly, let's touch on giving good advice. It's an art form by itself. The most helpful advice is often grounded in empathy. Listen actively, understand the problem, and then offer perspective. What's your take on this, BB?
I agree. Showing empathy is crucial. Sometimes, people just need to feel heard. Offering advice is less about telling them what to do, and more about guiding them to find their own solutions through thought-provoking questions.
Indeed, empowering someone with the tools to decide for themselves is essentially giving the best advice. And remember, be patient and non-judgmental. Advice is not about imposing but guiding. Well, everyone, I hope our chat today has been insightful and maybe even a bit inspiring. Practicing these everyday skills can bring wonderful improvements to our lives.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, mastering these skills takes time. So be patient with yourself and enjoy the process.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in today. We've got an interesting lineup of topics that are all about expressing opinions and exploring everyday choices.
Absolutely. We're diving into some fun debates from whether movies or television series are better, to the pros and cons of social media. I think everyone has something to say about these topics.
Let's kick it off with the age-old debate, movies versus television series. Personally, I find movies to be more captivating because of their concise storytelling. They're often better than television series when it comes to visuals and production quality. What do you think?
Fair point. However, television series have the advantage of deep character development and intricate plots. In my opinion, series are more interesting because they allow viewers to stay engaged over time.
True, but don't you think movies offer a more impactful experience? In a couple of hours, you can get a complete story. With series, you sometimes have to wait weeks for a full conclusion.
That's definitely a drawback. However, consider the flexibility of television series. They're great for people who enjoy following a story gradually and don't mind the suspense.
Moving on to our next topic, social media has definitely changed the way we communicate. It's so convenient for keeping in touch, but isn't it also a bit overwhelming with all the constant notifications?
Yes, the endless stream of information can be overwhelming. On the upside, social media connects us with people across the globe. I think that's a pretty powerful tool.
I agree. Yet, it also challenges our privacy. People sometimes share too much, and that can lead to issues. Balance is key, right?
Absolutely. It's all about using these platforms wisely and being mindful of our online presence.
Okay, let's talk about whether you're an early bird or a night owl. I have to say, I love getting up early and making the most of my mornings.
I'm more of a night owl. I find that I'm more creative and productive when the sun goes down. That's just how my brain works.
Isn't it fascinating how we all work differently? It really shows in our habits and how we plan our days. Finally, the best way to learn a language, what's your take on that? I found that speaking regularly with native speakers is better than just studying textbooks. Real conversation builds confidence. Thanks for listening today. We've covered a lot of ground, from storytelling and entertainment to our daily habits and even learning strategies.
Yeah, we hope you found these discussions insightful, and maybe even picked up a few new ideas.